Did y'all catch Juvie's Tiny Desk?
Yes, I was waiting.
Oh yeah,
Bro, I was pumped and
this
waiting for
nigga
it.
had the real violinist out on a.
He said, "I'm gonna bringing out the strings from the New Orleans orchestra, yo."
That shit dropped. That almost brought a tear to my eye.
Nah, yo, I watched it twice that night. Me and my lady watched it twice.
Your man Manny Fresh had the greatest love song of all time. I'm like, yo, this is not a love song. Yo, you working with some ass, yeah. Your bag, yeah. Yo, you remember, yo, when we used to go stay at Darren and Drew house, yo, in the summer, yo. Shout out Darren and Drew, yo. When that song came on, we would be hyped, yo.
106 in Park days.
Yo, that's really like one of the best Tiny Desk ever, yo.
Yeah.
They murdered it. And it was hard because it was Juvie and Manny Fresh.
That's because Manny Fresh is a real producer.
So
like,
hard,
people don't realize he produced something.
He was making the sounds in the back. He was hitting with the auto-tune. He was doing it regular. Like, yo, it was so dope, yo. Like, I got to give you... And then they started it off with 400 Degrees. It came on strong. You see me, I eat, sleep, shit, and talk rap. I was like, oh, my gosh, yo. I was like... And he was, like, cursing and doing that. They let him just be himself.
I'm happy they did.
You could tell all the black people that was... that worked there, yo, that's the most interactive I've heard a crowd at a Tiny Desk ever.
Because, yo, they were legendary, bro. Like,
how do you get to go to a Tiny Desk, yo? I would have loved it.
I guess you just got to work there, dog.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It was lit in there, yo.
It looked like it.
See, Juvie used to be one of my favorites before I got in my Cameron bag heavy. Because I remember when I finally was able to cop advisory CDs, one of the first advisory CDs I bought was that Project English. And it wasn't that popular because that was like 6th grade. That set it off in this motherfucker. Yeah. I was like, yo, this shit hard.
I try to tell people, even his last project, like he still be making quality music. Like, go listen to the stuff if you haven't listened to like the more. He got a couple. Yo, bro, Juvie, yo, he's a legend, yo.
When he reached Ultra Instinct, was that pretty round brown?
I was just about to say, come on and do the rodeo.
I think that was like the number one
and do the rodeo.
Classic, yo.
That was the number one song in the country.
Nigga, that shit was playing.
Really like
I want to see you bounce that, move that, do that. I'm like, yo, this nigga a player.
The rodeo show.
Yeah, that's when he was in his prayer bag, yo. And Ha is arguably one of the hardest rap songs ever. If you get Jay-Z on a remix back then, as a down south nigga, yo, you already solidified as a GOAT, yo.
Bro, he was a pioneer. Like, like New Orleans, like Master P, and there was several, like, they was bringing it up. But Juvie, you gotta remember, he dropped the classic album. He was a part of a legendary group. He had a number one song in the country at one point in his career. The number one album he literally did everything you could do as a rapper, yo.
Yeah, he did.
Like, real talk, like, you can't have much better, like, he did everything you can do, yo. And then he got mad hits. I seen people was like, it was one person, though, they was like, yo, you be forgetting like Juvie had all them hits. Everybody in the comments like, dog, we ain't forgetting.
Nobody
How old
forgot.
are you? Like, we ain't
nobody forgot. Even with the young niggas, if you play Back That Ass Up in a club, even if they don't know the song, they gonna be like, this shit hard, nigga. If you play high, they gonna be like, this shit hard.
Slow Motion was number one.
Slow Motion.
That was the number one song in the country.
He had some classics.
That was several albums deep at that point. Juvie, yo, he's really, yo.
Even Know Your Clap was hard. Because you remember he started putting the random hood niggas from New Orleans on. Y'all hear that Know Your Clap?
And that nigga had like the t-shirt tied on his head or some shit like that. That nigga looked crazy.
He was drinking his own, he was drinking the Juvie juice on the NPR.
Promoting his brand.
Desk.
I respect it.
He's so tough, yo.
Legendary shit, bro.
And one of the you know what's the greatest thing about that whole thing that happened with Tiny Desk? It started off so innocently. It was like a person on there like, yo, Juvenile should do a Tiny Desk. He was like, first of all, he commented, he was like, first of all, what is a Tiny Desk? And no. And he put like laughing emojis. And then I guess he started getting more responses. So people was like, eventually he tweeted back. He was like, man, if y'all get to like 10,000 likes and retweets, I'll look into it. And then he was like, he got up there and then he was like, well, because I guess we're going to have to go like through with it.
1.1 million views like the first day, yo.
Bro, that's it started off so, we talk about it organically.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He didn't even know what it was. Like,
yeah.
There's a strong portion of the population that doesn't know what that shit is until you see your favorite artist performing it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
Shout out Charlie Wilson. His was hard,
That's
too.
what I'm saying. Like, they
shit.
had Babyface. They had all sorts of shit going
Tank was
down
my
these
dude.
past
I
years.
didn't see the Babyface. They got a Babyface?
Yeah.
Yes, yo. It all
With
came out around the same
Tank
time.
as a background
Because Tank was
singer
on the beat. He was a
that
backup
shit.
on there, and then he did his own one after.
That shit was crazy.
I heard about the Tank one, but I didn't know about the Babyface.
Yeah, baby,
so
yeah.
I'm a novice.
They was going crazy because it was Black Music Month.
Yeah, they was going wild.
Yeah, they was going wild, yo. It was going wild. This is like the best like joints in a row. It was hard. And I rocked with Tiny Desk heavy, yo. I typically build them up, and then I just watch like 3 of them in a row. The Juvie one, I'm like, I ain't waiting, yo.
I always catch clips mainly. Juvie was the first. Not the first one. I've watched a few all the way through, but Juvie was the first one where I was like, I gotta see this shit. Like I had to go find it. I just stumble upon Tiny Desk. I don't ever go looking for it.
Right.
Usually, it just
They had
pop
so
up.
many people on there.
Nah,
If you don't
Twitter
watch,
went
like, there's
crazy
so
off
many
that
people
shit.
on there. And then even his background singers, the two ladies that came out for them they was killing it. And then he had them in like the New Orleans, like them Dickies joints and everything. It looked mad New Orleans. It was hard, yo. Because typically people are wear all black a lot of the times and stuff like that, but they look very New Orleans. It was so dope, yo.
Since we in that New Orleans bag, I feel like they need to give my man Master P the Tiny Desk now and like do it like how they did where the songs was like real. They really made them sonically nice, yo, like for a live
Think Master
band.
P will do it though? I don't
Yeah.
know if Master P will do it.
Yeah.
You know Master P about that promo game.
Yeah.
He'll definitely
Master
do
P
it.
that nigga, yo.
He'll
do it.
definitely do it.
They gonna have a
Bring
cereal
Silk
boxes?
out?
He's definitely gonna have 8 cereal boxes.
8
in the
cereal
front.
boxes and
Some
noodle
soup,
cups.
Yeah, noodles and all that.
Yeah, noodles,
Ramen cups,
noodles,
nigga.
He was
chips,
throwing them joints at
cosmetic
the,
products.
He was throwing them at the BET Awards when
that's
they
mad
was doing the
funny.
what's they was throwing the cereal in the crowd and stuff.
That's
That's hard,
mad
yo.
funny.
Yo,
That
speak-
nigga, yo, I respect Master
Real
P.
quick,
Yo. That's
speaking
one of
of-
my guys, bro. You know how I feel about Master P, yo.